You can see that for all the things in life that concern you, that'll be a big arrow, no matter what they are, there are going to be aspects of those concerns that you can control, and there are aspects that you can't control. And it's subtle sometimes, but there's generally aspects that fall into each of those buckets. Now, the aspects of some of the situations that we discuss that we have direct control and influence over, that's our circle of influence. The things that validly concern us about things in life, but we have no capacity to control, that's our circle of concern. Right. So, what does all this mean? If we assume that you guys have limited time and energy and resources, are you better to be investing them into the things you can control or the things you can't? Obvious, right? Okay, so here's where it gets a little bit interesting. Where you choose to invest your time and energy into the aspects of things that are worrying you that you can control and influence, that circle of influence grows. And we see people being proactive, independent, and empowered. If, however, you spend all of your limited resources of time and energy on the things that validly concern you, i.e., will my best girlfriend find more friends and I'm going to be ditched, but if I spend all my time and energy here, my circle of influence shrinks because it's a limited resource. And so that's where we see people being reactive, disempowered. We see a lot of blame, learned helplessness in this situation. Now, I think there's a little bit of consideration around this because I think for you guys early on in law, you don't have a huge amount of control over the work you do, when you do it, and who asks you to do it. Is that sort of your experience, or are you feeling like it's better than you had anticipated? Like, I know you get some, but you know, oftentimes you get told, sorry, you need to be here till 8 to get this done, or whatever it might be. And it's very easy for that to be a bit of an issue for your well-being. So it's about recognising sometimes for you, and sometimes in the first few years, as being a graduate lawyer and a junior lawyer, it's about recognising, okay, what aspects of this situation can I control? What can I do around this? Here's the second piece, that I might be someone who really likes to control all the aspects of things that concern me. So the challenge oftentimes is, if I can't control some of the things that I'm worried about, do I need to dial down my emotional investment in some of that stuff and redirect my energies into the aspects of this that I can control? So some clues around this, and I guess just to put this into context, what we see are people who are really resilient, are fantastic at very quickly discerning. Okay, so for where I find myself right now, and I don't need to like where I find myself, but for where I find myself, what can I do? What are my options? What is within my control here? And if I can't control it, do I need just to relax a little bit on some of those things and really instead put my energies into the things that I can control about this situation? Has anyone seen a model like that before? Is that helpful? Yeah, I think it's a super helpful model. What we see sometimes too is it's very, very easy. It's a clue for me that people are spending a lot of time and energy out here where there's a bit of blame, a bit of workplace drama, that all sits out here, and it's not constructive for people. It doesn't help. So the more that you buy into it, it really doesn't help. When you're spending your time and energy in here, you're accountable. You are empowered, and you're really boosting your own resilience levels. And I guess the one thing that was touched on before that you can always control is how you're thinking about things, can't you? You can always control your mindset.